Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory. On to episode number 23 now. In terms of off-camera work, I sent a few of the microverses off to get some radium salt. I actually sent a stack worth of the tier 2s, I think, is it? Tier 2, let me just check. Yeah, so I sent a stack of these guys off. Really not hard to make at all, and I've actually set up a bit of a autograph setup, so I'll get into that side later. Essentially on here, so we've got, these are the kind of basic setup for the diamonds and emeralds that come from this. Pop it into there, extract straight out. Attempted to do something similar for the radium salt, but at the moment we've got about we've got a little bit over 8,000 of the radium salts available. This right here is the autocraft setup for the rocket fuel that's coming into here. So what we're having is a constant backstack in here of 25 buckets and about between 62, 64 buckets in here as well. It's quite a simple setup. Although it needs a bit of filtering here and there. This thing right here is literally just to get ammonia, hydrogen and nitrogen, something that we've got plenty of. This guy here, hydrogen carbon dioxide, produces methanol and water, so we're getting rid of the water. Methanol is then used alongside ammonia to get dimethylamine. Then we move into the other side of the rocket fuel, so chlorine and water produces hypochlorous acid, which is then again ammonia. That's why we've got this guy set up specifically to make ammonia. We need a fair amount of it. That will produce our chloramine, dimethylamine and chloramine into dimethylhydrazine and diluted hydrochloric acid, which is being sent straight back into the AE system. That's being mixed together with oxygen, which we've got coming straight out into the rocket fuel, and that's weighed in there because for the small microverse projector they all need rocket fuel, so I figured might as well have a decent amount backstack, get that ready. In terms of the microverse projectors as well, again, shout out to Daniel Fallen in the comments. I have also adjusted a couple of my kind of settings, brought my FOV down and got rid of the speed because I did not realise how it would look on recording side with kind of the FOV changes. I'm just used to play. I was playing. That's how I normally play. So it's one of those things you get used to it. Anyway, we'll set it down to 90 and see what that looks. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Now, there were a few little bits about this guy here. So, the large microverse projector. I said it wasn't implemented into the game. It is. So, a couple of things to point out, I guess. The first, if we go to a 3x3 and just get rid of this here. With your quantum compressors, you need to make sure that they're all facing this direction. So what I mean is that you stand at the front of your machine where your controller is, and you make sure that the blue facing there, so if we place one the wrong way, as you can see it doesn't face that way. What you need to do is make sure you have the blue animation side facing the front of the machine. In case you are having any issues where it's not correctly multi-blocking. The other side of it is, let me pop this back in here, because the other side of it is you actually want to make sure you get the multi-block right. Yeah, completely missed some ineffable glass down here. There we go. So yeah, that is in the game. Crisis averted. Thank you, Daniel Farland. You pointed out the interior with the quantum compressors. In doing so, it kind of led me to this side here. So yeah, massive shout out on that side. So we have the entirety of the microverses up and running, ready to go. Not really ready to get into the large ones just yet. That'll be a little bit further down the line, but at least we know we've got all 3 setups ready, and yeah, pretty much all good to go. We haven't really got any auto crafting set up apart from that one there, and these guys, if we have a look, so microverse, they don't use any fluids in any of the recipes, so that's the medium. And the large, again, doesn't use any fluids, so it's just the small one that you need the fluid input for. Everything else is running fine. There's our emerald armor. What we're going to be getting into this episode is what's in this chest. So it's time we get to our assembly lines. I've done a lot of the kind of auto crafting off camera because it would have taken a bit of time, but we've got a LUV input hatch. Not hard at all, just some lumium and vanadium gallium, which we've got a little bit of, so that's not hard. Output bursts, some great machine casings, which is just steel MV motors and iron bars, no issues there. ULV is the lowest tier, so that's just iron. Some reinforced glass, again we've already used that. Solid steel, again something that we've already used. Assembly line casing, something new, so they're fairly expensive. You need IV robot arms to actually get those, as well as tungsten steel frames. They have to be kind of manually crafted as well, because it looks like they run off of the wrenches and hammers. Anyway, that's not a problem. The other kind of expensive part was this here, so assembler machine casings uses tungsten steel frames, IV motors, and 7 tier 5 circuits. So yeah, fairly expensive on that side. And they're actually needed to make this guy here, which needs tier 5 circuits again, some robot arms, so that's fine. So it's my first time kind of getting into this. We'll certainly see how it goes. In terms of off-camera stuff, so we did the ultimate extended crafting. So we said that the kind of one thing that was holding us back was the crystalline catalysts, because we needed osmiridium. As we got that sorted last episode, figured might as well get the ultimate crafting table. So we now have the 3 set up there beautifully. So we can go ahead and claim that quest. Yes please, which just leaves Dark Solarium Jet Plate, which was what we'll kind of be working towards, because if we have a look, we've got the majority of the stuff all ready. It's there. We've got the Vibrant Thrusters, which is used to make these guys here. Dark Solarium, not going to be a problem once we get to the get our blast furnaces improved. Tritium is just deuterium, so again no issues there. If we have a look on these as well, so it does require draconium energy conduits. Draconium in itself is not that big of a deal. So I've done a few kind of luck throughs on this. So draconium ingots, you need the hot draconium ingots and jelly cryothium. Jelly cryothium is not a problem, we've got cryothium dust on autocraft, so that side's no worries. Hot draconium ingots, you can use draconium dust with cetane boosted diesel, or you can use the Ender Dragon scales, and you get 2 per. You essentially get 2 for every 4. The Ender Dragon scales come from deep mob learning, so yeah, I don't see any problems on that side personally. Draconium wise shouldn't be a problem at all. So yeah, that's that side. It is literally just the because that again something that we can make, so no issues on that side. It's literally just the Dark Solarium that's causing the issues now. So yeah, we're pretty much done through mid-game, that's for sure. Anyway, that's that side. Late game wise, I did a little bit of processing. Got, as you've already seen, I've got the stuff ready for the assembly line, conflux catalysts that's used in the extended crafting table. Ran a couple of the gemstone sensors, which is just tungsten steel, optical sensors, no issues there, all relatively easy. There I run through the, I think I did it through the small. Yeah, so these are what I've got on autocraft. Through the small for the exquisite diamonds and the emeralds, which the emeralds are used in the blast furnace with some helium. Emerald plates to get your engraved crystal chips, which you run through a precision laser engraver at IV power. So you need a minimum of IV power to get these guys. And that kind of takes you through to their fourth and final tier 5 circuits, second tier 6 circuits. We're well underway of getting some of that stuff sorted, so we'll claim all of those just to kind of clear everything up, store all of that away. Off camera again, not changed much, but I did add another assembler, just a HV one, so that we can get some of the additional recipes out of here. We can throw some of these guys in here, so that thing can go in there. These guys as well, they don't need that one. They all need the polyethylene, that's fine. I don't think these do. Pump. I don't think the pumps do they? Yeah, the pumps are fine, so I'll take those out. Them as well. So that is now just going to be reserved for the machine casings again. Throw these all in here. There we go. So, just gives us a little bit more room to work with, I guess. So yeah, that's that side. In terms of fluid wise, we finally got backstacked on our biodiesel. Lava's running, everything's running. So now we'll start backstacking a lot more ethanol. Full wise, we've got 1,500 buckets of radon, which if we jump through here, this will kind of show you some of the things that we've got going. So I was just exporting all of the radium salt directly into a IV electrolyzer. This thing right here is automated plutonium. So automated stabilized plutonium more specifically. The recipe that I've got set up is to use the plutonium 239. So have a quick look at this. 239. It is this one here. So small clumps centrifuge from the LEU 235. Taking it through. So yeah, that's pretty much that one there. So yeah, that's that side. So we can automate our plutonium. The reason we need to automate our plutonium is because it's used in the microverse projectors. So we'll be wanting to get to some of the microverse projectors that use it, specifically this one here. This is the one of the gates, and that's why I've got that kind of up there reminding me. This is how we get into Naquadah. Requires 30,000 FE per tick, which we shouldn't really have any problems doing, and it requires 30 million FE. So it requires a fair bit of power, but we get 4 stacks of Naquadah dust, which can literally just be smelted down into Naquadah ingots. So that'll allow us to get into, so we can have a look at these guys. So Naquadah coil blocks, 7200 Kelvin, and Naquadah alloy, work that through. It's done in the 72 Kelvin with osmiridium and a bit of argon. So it allows us to get straight up pretty much to the 8600 Kelvin side. And then you've got the superconducting side of it. So this again is not too much of a problem. Molten nether stars, we can certainly do that. We've got nether stars on autocraft. Work it through again. Keep forgetting it's on there. Draconium wires, which I've just shown you. Draconium ingots aren't that much of a problem. So, in theory, once I get to Naquadah level, I can pretty much get all the way straight through to the superconducting coil blocks. The classic over 9,000 Kelvin. 9001. And then that just leaves one more, which is the fusion core blocks, which realistically doesn't look incredibly hard. Probably have to get the implosion compressor, whatever this is, but that looks like it's a tier 3 machinery, so we could probably go all the way up through that straight through. Beryllium, we've got a lot of beryllium in itself. Superconducting blocks, so we're pretty much done on the kind of blast furnace scaling. We're just waiting on the Naquadah. So, and I've no idea if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm saying it. I've got this set up here. So we've got some 16x signalum cabling with a CEF. We're still waiting on getting some actual batteries in that just for now, but that'll work through. Pattern wise, yep, so that's that one. That's where the crystal CPUs are going. No patterns in the electrolyzer just yet, but that's getting through all of our radium salts. Pattern wise, I put these two into here, so the qubit CBU process wafers and the supercharged laser array, which are used in this guy. So that is the reinforced with a bucket of radon. That's something that we've already got on Autocraft as well. So a few different things done, but kind of the missing factor at the moment. So that we can make, that's not a problem. Signalum heavy plating we can make. EV field generators we can make, that's not a problem either. Signalum microminers, absolutely, that's not a problem either. Basic quantum chest, again, no issues with that whatsoever. Fission controller, again, absolutely no problems, we've already made one. Fission reactor port, again, no problems. Vibrant, no problems. So it just leaves the iridium heavy plating. Now, iridium heavy plating, as you can see here, it takes a minimum of 15,000 EU per tick, so we need to get into LUV compressors to get this up and running. So in terms of this, I did have some niobium lying around, so the way I got it was through, go all the way back, it was kind of centrifuge, I think, as well. So yeah, you get it through centrifuging, no, pulverizing. Let me pull the right one out. You can get it through not niobium but tantalite ore. That's the way that I went through it. So purified tantalite ore, and then you get a little bit extra from the centrifuging the purified tantalite dust, but that does give you niobium dust, so work it through. You can buy the ore itself if needs be, but I think it was about 7 stacks, 6 or 7 stacks. Not sure where I got it from, but it was in the AE system. Figured I'd just get it all run through. So in terms of niobium, we've got 700, nearly 800 of that waiting for us. So that's no problem there. If I actually just come into here and click to craft this, the only thing that we're actually missing is the 2 pistons, which you need to actually get into the assembly line for. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode, I guess. That's kind of the goal. So we'll need lubricant and soldering alloy for the pistons, and again the same stuff for the electric motors. And just for now, I will be producing pretty much what I need to get this up and running. So the basic side of it is we need to get this, so we'll need to get 2 of the motors. So we need annealed copper, some yttrium, barium, cuprate cables, bit of a mouthful, long HSSG rods and magnesium neodymium rods, long style. Okay, let's have a look. Yttrium, barium cuprate. We have some of you. What was that we needed? We needed cables for this. Sure, so we'll run a few. Let's get 16, I say. Say 16, and it goes all the way through. We'll get that all turned in. Can make some more if needs be, I guess. Shouldn't be too hard, I'm guessing. Yep, got plenty to run through if needed. Yep, that's fine. There we go. Bring those over to this one. I have been slowly getting rid of kind of the excess polyethylene that I've got stored up. So at the moment I've got this turned off, just so it's not pulling the excess polyethylene in, and I'll just keep filling it up as and when. Part of me really doesn't want to waste it. That's the only reason why, I'll be honest. Anyway, yeah. So we need some HSSG, which I should have made a fair bit of. Perfect. So let's kind of get the different steps on here. So motor to start with. HSSG rod, which can be done in the lathe. That's fine. Can we make? No, we can't. So let's run. Let's run like again. Let's run 16 through the lathe. That'll get that side done. Long magnetic. So we need the magnetic neodymiums first. Magnetic. We should have got these on autograph. We do. Perfect. We'll get those all sorted. Annealed copper wire. So annealed copper wire. Let's make 1,000. Shouldn't be too hard. Perfect. Yttrium barium. That's fine. Soldering alloy lubricant is something that I'll need to get into as well, but that is really not a hard thing to do, and I do want to kind of show you on that side. So lubricant is you can get it in the distillery or distillation tower. You can use seed oil, which is what I'm going to be using it for. So you get half as much lubricant from seed oil, but that's not a problem. I can kind of sort that out as and when I need to. But if we go to seed oil, pretty much any seed that you can get, you can run it through. The one that I will be using, just because we have a fair amount of it, is empowered canola. You get 250 millibuckets of seed oil per seed. If you kind of phase it backwards, so crystallized only gives you 50. So with the empowered one, you use one of those and 4 normal seeds. If you are able to make the empowered one, it works. It is beneficial to do it that way, and we've got a little bit backstacked because we've finally got our biodiesel stacked through. We are slowly kind of working our way back and stacking through seeds as well. So that shouldn't be a problem. In terms of that, I almost completely forgot. I did run through some of the empowered recipes as well. Didn't think to have a look because it automatically claims them. There's no kind of prize, I guess. No reward. The only one that I didn't do was the empowered void gear, because we need Nequadria cells, if you want to say that, which is Nequadria ingots. Okay, how do we get Nequadria? Mixer, Nequadria. Okay, that's how it's done. Enderium and Curium. Fair enough, that's how you get that side. For the empowered void gears, which the only use on those is that. The other ones, so the reason I've been able to do the other gears is quite easy, because if you have a look at this recipe, you might be like, quite expensive, which it really is, but if you have a look here as well, you can get molten versions of these. So this, to create it, is just sulfuric acid. It's a lot cheaper. So I kind of went through, did all of those ones that I could. The only one that you can't do that way is the Empowered Void Crystal. For some reason that one's not in the pack itself, so at least liquid form. So yeah, I've got that kind of set up over here with the filtering. Just to kind of show you as an example, we've got that set up in there. Almost completely forgot about that. Anyway, so where was we? Oh yeah, let's have a look. So that's fine. Let's work onto this side then. So we need 2 of the large gears, which we can use in there. That's fine. We'll get 4 of those. Don't know why I've jumped onto that. We need some rings, which we can just throw that in there. Not a problem, kind of not wasting but using excess. Some normal rods, some plates, some small gears, sure. And we'll want some normal rods. So we've got that, so we need some plates as well, which I might as well just run it through on this one because it'll be quicker. Okay. Plates. Compactor. Oh, okay. Has to be done in the compactor. Or via block form. Missed that one, but oh well, it's fine. We'll get a stack of those run through. There we go. Keep jumping onto that. That's not needed. Got the cuprates. We've got those. Or we've got the stuff to make that. The rounds, not a problem. You can do it in the lathe with some nuggets. So I've just thrown it. Where's it gone? There we go. And I shall just throw that straight in there. So that'll create the rounds. Take its time, but it'll eventually get through it. That's absolutely fine by me. What are we looking like over here? Yeah, so that's all running through fine. So we've basically got all of the stuff that we need to at least get enough to make our compressors. That's the main thing. Now, what we need to do is get this thing set up. So let's kind of just rearrange the inventory a bit again. There we go. Don't know why I did that. Anyway, there we go. If we have a look at the quest book, because it does kind of show you here. So the quest required the amount to make 12 items. If we have a look at the actual assembly line itself, the maximum number of items that it can take looks to be 16. However, I think the most it will actually need will be this one here for 14. If I had a look right, that's the kind of maximum that's needed. So just to kind of, because our base is, or the ways that I've got this kind of set up, I've made a space for it right here. Hopefully this is enough room. I'm not sure. If I'm quite honest, because I didn't do a full look through. I've just kind of jumped straight into it. But yeah, this is kind of how the multi-block goes. You need your reinforced glass on the middle sides. Then you have your looks to be, that's where all the inputs go for the energy. Fine, that'll be working fine. That's okay. Solid steel. Input buses in the bottom. So it's 3 by 3. That's fine. So let's make 15. So go out to, yeah, let's put it right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be fine there. So they're all of the input buses for the items. As you can see, they only hold 1 stack, but that works absolutely fine with the way that the kind of machine is set up to run. The casings, so I actually need to make one more looking at this. Let's go and grab another one. Casing, did I set them up on autocraft? No, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. That's the one. Go through that. Can I make another one? Not quite. We've got all of the hard stuff in fairness. We need some steel plates. Steel plates. Wait for those to come through. Reinforced glass. We should have enough of that. We're going to need some more of these as well, actually. So, yeah, if I'm honest, when I was kind of going through the requirements, I was making random amounts for some reason. Don't ask me why, but that's kind of what I did. Either way, this should work out fine. Go, drag that over there. I think it went something like this. Perfect. Back over here. So that's the insides of that one. Reinforced glass should go like this. Like I say, this is the first time that I've kind of played with this. I haven't tested using the assembly line. This is live testing, I guess, if you want to say. So that's fine there. Let's go back to this guy here. Uses multi-block. Where does the controller go? So the controller goes right on top. Okay. So there's still 2 levels up. Why have I come into here? Don't know. What was above that? So it was the assembler machine casings on top. So if we put these guys over here, need to make another 3. Shouldn't be too hard. Assembler machine cases. Okay, that's okay. So we need a IV motor. IV. Get that crafting. Some 5s. Need 7. There we go. So that's all crafting through. That's fine. Go to uses on this guy again. So this was the solid steels around the bottom. Okay, that's fine. Cleaning up at the end. There we go. Okay, so that's the bottom done. We then, I think these guys went on top, if I'm right. Oh no, it's, yeah, kind of right, but not in the way that I would meant. I thought it went on top of that. These guys go here. Should have more than enough. That's waiting on those, so that should just leave, I'm guessing, solid steel on top again. Oh, okay. Energy inputs go on top. I'm guessing this will probably say something like da 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 da. So yeah, it's used in making the fusion reactor controller, which we'll have to get into soon. Fluid input hatches can replace any of the steel casings along the bottom. Okay. Except for the one touching the output bus. The energy input hatches along the top. Yeah, so that's as I thought it was going to be. These guys can jump all the way across here. Like so. Still getting to there for those. Let's go and see if our 5s are done, what we're waiting for. Let's jump over here. One thing that I have found is that this one alloy smelter tends to get clogged up a little bit with producing the pulsating dust at the same time, so Kind of slows a few bits down, but not a problem. That's all crafting that through. Not far off now. Have we got our motor? We do. Grab the 5s again. Can't be long now. Okay, so it's crafting them. Perfect. Doesn't take too long. In total, to use for the stuff that I've made already, I used 35. So in total at the moment, I'm using 42 tier 5 circuits, which realistically is not a problem at this stage of the game. Over halfway. One to go. Hey, there we go. Perfect. Wait, did I mean to make these? Yes, it was these ones. And we can put you here. Energy input hatch there. And output bus. Where does the output bus go? Assembly line. Multi-block structure. Output bus. I'm guessing. Yeah, so output bus goes on the bottom. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Assembly line uses multi-block. Output bus. Input bus. We have a look. Fluid inputs. They're all inputs. Ah, okay. I think I need to make this one longer. It's 15. Wait, no. So the maximum we need is 4. No, that's fine actually. Hold on. I can just replace this one here with that. There we go. That multi-blocked. Right. Hey, there we go. So that is all up and running. Max EU in is that amount. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, that's a multi-block for the assembly line. I'll have to do a little work to get underneath it now, I guess. And break our way through. Output bus. And we'll get kind of auto crafting set up. The way that I'll do it is that how will we do it? So if we have a look at the recipes, to be honest, I don't think I'll have to do any filtering to actually get the recipes in. So the way I will do it, I will probably set up like a crate here with some interfaces. The interfaces will go on to blocking mode, and they'll do one recipe at a time, and they'll consistently just fill the input buses up. Because they only hold one item, they can't hold any more, so that's perfect. So yeah, I don't think I'll actually need any filtering on this. That's absolutely fine. Anyway, so start off, let's grab some item cabling. Item conduits. Grab half a stack. We need a crate. And that will do for now. So, if we get back under here, we shall set this to extract on brown always active. Go. That can be on inserts. Go. Just constantly go through these. Go. Probably should have made the conduit probe. Now that I'm thinking about it, but oh well, we're already here. There we go. so that's all set up fine. We want the crate to... The crate can go there. Get underneath again. That can be on extract, always active. We want some P2Ps. We want one. Need a bit of glass cabling. Some conduits. Not sure how many I'll need. I'll take half a stack. Some interfaces. Let's take 3 for now. Jump back over. So energy is going to go in there. We need to grab a... I mean, firstly, we'll actually need to make an LUV, another LUVCF. That's fine, that can go across the top. Okay, yeah, that's fine. LUV power is signalum, right? So, I wonder if that's how it will work. Let's make... What, we need 32 minimum. Let's make a stack of these guys. I haven't got the full autocraft set up on this one. It won't be too hard to set up if I'm honest, but this will do for now. We'll just manually craft the signalum wires. I'll probably get the auto crafting recipe set up off camera. There we go. Wait for this to come through. There we go. Should make 4. Perfect. We need LUV CF. We'll do the 16X. That should be all fine, except for potentially... Actually, there's going to be a few bits missing. Oh, we do have a tier 6 circuit. Perfect. Signalum. Craft a bunch of these guys. Shouldn't take too long. Yep, coming through now. There we go. CEF for LUV power. Jump back over here. So this guy can sit right there. Wrench it to face this way. And I guess the plan is that if I can constantly do things like that, well, not like that exactly, but oh no, I just deleted my input hatch. Oh no, what have I done? I forgot about that. It's like the first or second time I've done it in this pack. Ay ay ay. Anyway, let me power room. Turn these, wrong one. Turn these into the actual cabling. We need to make another LUV input hatch. Let's make 2, sure. But no, let's just make 1 because I don't think I've got the power yet. Yeah, I've not got kind of power set up in there just yet. LUV input hatch. Fortunately, we've got all the things that we need, so that's fine. Let's not make that mistake again. There we go. Fairly expensive mistake, but it's fine. That should be fine as well. So then what we can do is pop the P2P on there. We'll need to wrench it once to turn it into a FE. Grab our memory chip. There we go. Glass cable to connect it. Then how do we... So open that there, that there. In fact, probably get away with just that for now. That there, and that one can go there. Jump down below. So have this. just for symmetry purposes. No other reason. That's fine. We'll have a item conduit. We are inserting on brown here, so that'll bring everything from the output bus straight into here. So these are all connected fine. That will go without any problems. Then what we can do is, where is our cabling for this guy? Actually it's running this line, that's fine. I think I can just bring it across here. Yep, there we go. Should connect. Yep. There we go. And one there. And the final, just to kind of bring it down. That should now be powering that, right? Perfect. Okay, so in theory that is a fully up and running assembly line. I suppose the way that we go and test that is, let's see what we can make. So let's grab our plates, put that back in there, store that in there, and that in there, that in there. There we go. All of this stuff can get thrown back into the AE system. Okay, so let's start by getting the stuff that we need to make 2 motors. So, oh, we're missing the lubricant as well, actually. Let's not get too far ahead of us, but that's not going to be too hard. Anyway, fine annealed copper, so we need 8 stacks of that. Coming through perfect. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. The other side of it is I do need to remember to only put enough for 1 item per time. That motors, I am going to set this up on a autocraft to see if it actually works. HSS G rods. Do need a couple for that, but we also need to make 4 of the long ones, which can be done in a lathe. That's still running through, surprisingly. Bring it over here. Chuck half of those in there, that should make long rods. It does, beautiful. So store those in there. Then we need the long magnetic neodymium rods. Magnetics. Get 16 of these guys. Where did I end up? Go. Turn those into the long ones. Okay, so let's make the crafting recipe then. So we need 4 stacks of that, which we can actually just do it as a normal recipe, like so. We need the magnetic neodymium rods, which, how many was it? Was it 1? Yep, just 1. 1 of those, sure, we'll pop it there, doesn't make a difference. 2 and 2, so yttrium, barium, 2, and HSS long rods, 2. So that is the start of that recipe. So let's grab everything back out again, I guess. So got the long rods, we need the magnetic, and in fact, processing wise, would I have been able to just, hold on, can I just do this? Okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I don't know why I was overthinking that, that's absolutely fine. Jump it straight back over here, throw that into here, and in theory, apart from the liquids, which is fine, how did I set the liquids up? I don't think I have put any fluids at all in that as well. So what fluids do we actually need? So let's have a look. Assembly line, fluid wise, lubricant and soldering alloy, styrene butadiene rubber. Okay, so there's 3. Soldering alloy again. A lot of soldering alloy. Water, so that's 4. 5. So it looks like there's 5 different fluids. Okay, 5 different fluids used. Let's grab 5 different fluid output hatch. Do I have any fluid output hatches? No, not really. Let's see, what kind of size do we want to use? Honestly, we'd probably get away with LV or MV. Might even get away with ULV if I'm honest as well. Let's have a quick look again. So assembly wise, 2000. .4. I am tempted to just use ULV. Yeah, let's do that. So should have got some spare ULV hatches if I'm honest. So ULV holes. That's fine. What do we need? Red alloy cables. Red alloy cables. Let's make 30 of these. Which makes more than enough of these. Go grab it all. What do we need? We need, let's make 5, I think I said it was, wasn't it? So that with some glass. I need to remember it's input, not output. Output. Input. Okay, so if I jump back over here, I think what I should be able to do is single block. Just for now, I think this should still work. Yeah, there we go. So that's the fluids in there, that's fine. So that's the input hatches done. And for this, what do we need? We need a little bit of lubricant, a little bit of soldering alloy. So it's what? 1 ingot. Need 4 ingots of soldering alloy. Soldering. Shouldn't take too long. Come on. And yes, I already do know that I've got some waiting if needs be, but I kind of want to use exacts where possible for this one. Lubricant then. So let's have a look. Powered seeds. We should have got a fair amount over here. Grab a stack of them. So empowered canola seeds in the fluid extractor gets us seed oil. I'm going to need a tank as well. I should have got a fluid extractor over here, I think. I think it might be over here, right? Yeah, so take that out a second. Put the stack in there, get that all run in. Okay, that's perfect. It doesn't go in, that's even better. So this should get a decent amount of seed oil. Okay, that's 16 buckets. Throw that back in there. Then what we can go and do is we can jump down here. That's exporting water. No, thank you. Let's get rid of that a second. That's going in there. Let me quickly just stop the insertion. Put all of our seed oil in. That'll all get run in to here, right? Perfect. So this is giving us plenty of lubricant as well. Doesn't take too long either, so it's one of those things where I'm probably going to get this on autocraft. Might set up another one of the distillation towers close to the assembly line to get plenty of lubricant going. Is lubricant used for much? Let's have a look. So, drilling fluid? Okay. I know that gives us a steady supply of oil, so we might look into doing that if that's the case. Cutting saw? No thank you. Nah, just kind of drilling fluid is the main thing, I guess. Should give us 8 buckets if that's coming out right. Go, almost done. Okay, what's happening? Okay, so it has to have a certain amount. That's fine. Let's break that for now. Probably should put the water thing back on there as well. Anyway, let's grab the lubricant. I do want to get a 1K cell as well for this. 1K fluid cell. Cell workbench for lubricant. Yes, please. Put that down there. So then we can jump back over here. Put the lubricant into that one. Then we want to jump through here to the fluid extractor. Again, get rid of that one just a second so we can get the soldering alloy in. There we go. Jump over here. Okay, so that has now got all of the fluids in, good and ready. So if I went and did that, for example, do I now have the ability, so motor, put that in there, do I have the ability now to say, give me pistons, give me 2 of these, and if I jump over here, in theory that'll all come into here, that's going to get transported out. Okay. That's making 2 of these. Why are you... Did I not put you onto blocking? Oh no. Don't mess anything up, please. I'm just going to take that out for a second because I don't want it to mess anything up. The others stack up anyway, so that's no problem. That's something that might cause some issues actually, now that I think about that, because that would have wanted to constantly craft again, I guess. That's working though, that's perfectly working fine. Let's put these guys back in so they can get extracted, they can go ready. Yeah, I'm hoping that's not going to cause any issues, if I'm honest. I don't know, we'll see how that works anyway. So theory, that's going to go now. Definitely it should get some speed upgrades. Speed, grab those. Jump down here a second. Extraction upgrades, there we go. That'll speed it up a little bit better. Still working perfectly. Let's have a look at our crafting. So yeah, that's going through fine. There we go, that's the stuff ready for the first piston. Second one should be coming in shortly, I'm guessing. Still idling. Why are we idling? Okay, something's gone astray. Doesn't look like it's going to be as simple as I initially thought. Okay. How can we get this sorted then? So, what are we crafting? I'm guessing it's got confused between the pistons. Yeah, so this should be the stuff for the pistons in there. Oh, actually, pistons, they do require the program circuits. How do we get those do they stay in there? That's interesting. Program circuits. No, we want it set to 2. So if we kind of just jump under here, just for a short amount, where have we kind of put stuff all the way back here? So that one and this one. Will that get used? No. Okay. That's interesting. In theory though, that should be casting the pistons. Right. Yep, so that's crafted one of them. Perfect. So that is set up and it's crafting through. Doesn't use the circuitry, which isn't a problem. Assembly lines then. So let's have a look. So that one needs it to be number 1. Okay, so we might have to get a few different assembly lines going. Actually, it might not work the way that I originally thought it would. That's a bit of a shame. Although, to be fair, looking at this at the moment, we might actually only need 2. Yeah, we might be able to get away with 2 assembly lines actually, which wouldn't be too bad if we can do that. Anyway, pistons are there. Let's get this made. Beautiful. So we've got our singularity compressor, or our LUV compressor if you want to say. That takes us through there. Iridium heavy plating. So let's grab some iridium. Let's grab... How much do we actually need? Because we need a fair amount actually. For this, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 12, 24. Should be enough. Okay, in theory then, let's jump through here, come right all the way. This should work. If I go like this, then back in. Beautiful. So this is our iridium heavy plating. So we can get rid of those. That just kind of leaves this thing right here, which we've already seen. We've got more than enough auto crafting automatically set up to get this. The iridium plated micro miner tier 5 is a medium microverse one. What it allows us to get is more osmium if needed, beryllium again if needed, but I'm pretty sure we've got beryllium at the moment. You do need some stabilized uranium for that one. This one you use the plutonium and we get our naquita. So what I am going to do is we shall pull this thing out here. That will complete the quest. And yeah, so that's clearly taking us straight down the naquita route. So yeah, I'm pretty much over the moon with the progression. And that's going to be where I'm going to call it for today. Off camera, probably going to get a few little bits done, and when I say a little bits done, I am tempted to go all the way through and sort our blast furnaces out. Part of me is actually really tempted to go all the way through and change some of these across as well to kind of better blast furnaces. They're not really needed, but I don't know. I'll see what I do off camera. Just to kind of allow us to kind of spread out the usages, if that makes sense. So instead of having one that's kind of full, so if we have a look at kind of this one right here, it's been used all the way through, so there's a few things that get kind of backstacked on that. We can spread out our usages through things that we use a lot of, things that we only use a little bit of, a few things on that side as well. But what it does mean is that we can finally get into this. I'm probably going to work through that all the way, get that sorted. In theory, that's just a craft that we can now get set up, so absolutely beautiful. Get a few bits more auto crafting set up, and yeah, hopefully when we come back we will have, oh, where did we say that we could get to? So coil blocks, I think we could in theory get all the way up to this. It's not hard. Beryllium, I'm sure that we've got beryllium. Yeah, so we've got beryllium dust. I'm not sure where we got it from. Might have had some ore. Probably got some ore, if I'm honest. It's very, very cheap. So I don't see why I shouldn't do that, if that's the case. Coils. So these take MV projectors, eyes, tier 2 circuits, tungsten carbide plates, not a problem. Reinforced iridium alloy. That's just another multi-block structure. I am really tempted to go through that. It is quite expensive actually. I've just realised you get one per. We need 16. So it's probably a case I might make one setup of this. Then we'll see what we can do with the draconium stuff. But yeah, very happy with how we've gone through. If you are going to be sticking around for the remainder of the series, do hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. Thanks you all for watching. Goodbye.